hello, hello, and again, welcome back to Automated Empire. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to the wonderful game that I've been addicted to. You guys have come up with some wonderful ideas and have been asking for more, so thank you very much for clicking and tapping that like button and just destroying it out there. Greatly appreciate everyone's support and ideas and everything else, so thank you very much for tuning in to yet another episode where we need to make some big improvements and upgrades to our factory. Heck, that's the name of the game. We're always upgrading and improving. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here and showing your love. Look at these drones go. They're loading up these trucks so quickly that it's awesome. We're sending truck after truck of cargo out there with plenty of coal, and our factory's looking really nice. All right, so many of you have given some good feedback that is definitely useful, that I'll put into use this time around. So thank you very much, everybody, for helping us to make a better factory. First of all, one person pointed out that on this conveyor belt here, although it might not even be a good idea that I built this whole thing, it kind of looks cool. We only need one offload zone, so I can get thousands of dollars back from basically stopping these drop points. It can only drop one, so I guess we can get all these other little drop-off points back, so let's do that. Earning back, I don't know, maybe $6,000 or $7,000. Probably more than that. There we go. I lost count, but whatever. All right, so now we've got some money back, and today we are going to finally start on doing some mining over here and bringing our mine carts back to the factory. So if you have any ideas, thoughts, or opinions or whatnot, make sure you share them down below as we're learning more about the game. And a lot of people were also saying that the piping system will be changing in the future. The developer, this is an early access game that's not yet fully released, and so they'll be adding some more piping systems and such later so we can keep all the deliveries piping hot. It'll be really good to see that actually work out without having to bring drones in or mine carts. Well, speaking of mine carts, let's get started by building a mine all the way over here. I think we're going to need even more coal until we can actually build all of those refineries. In fact, we can claim some stuff here, so let's get that done. Now, what we need to use next is something called a combiner, and that is going to be down here, but we're going to need 500,000 research points to unlock that, so that's going to be a long time. Not to mention, we also need to drop off another 3,000 kilograms of, well, any sort of materials, but in this case, it's mostly the coal that we're dropping off. So let's continue our coal consumption and keep it going. We also need to get, let's see, we need about, each one of these is 15,000, plus we'll need to build some crate machines. Actually, we don't need to do that this time. We can just pipe it over to a mine cart and then also connect this to the power, which I wonder how it works in this game. It seems like maybe each item is worth 1 power. I don't know if each item has its own power capacity. It doesn't necessarily say what each item consumes, so I'm assuming each thing that you build, except for the conveyor belts and stuff, requires a level of power. So we're loading up trucks as quickly as we can, but we're kind of running out of space. I've also looked into expanding the road to see if we could build loading stations on this side. It doesn't seem like I can. So what we really need now at this point is we need like a train, because the trucks are just being loaded too quickly. But what I really need to make is, instead of more of stuff, we need to make more advanced stuff. So it's going to come down to just time. Like we need to create the we need to complete the prerequisite of delivering over 6,000 kilograms of stuff even before we can unlock smelting, which essentially requires coal and iron ore in order to make steel plates or pellets or whatever the game classifies that as. So throughout this episode, we're going to be building our minecart area and also connecting the power. So let's go ahead and do that. We could probably connect our power grid together and allow both sections of the power grid to power our mining section over here. So let's go ahead and connect that up and see how it works. I'm going to put the power lines in the back, and I'm going to actually just have the whole grid connected, so that way we can power our factories and our research centers all with the same grid. So we'll just kind of build that over this way, and there we go. Okay, so that looks good. It looks like the mines are now producing. So now we can make what I've been really excited for, and also nervous because I don't know how it's going to work out, is our transfer tube to minecart. So what I'm going to do is have a minecart kind of like loop here to pick stuff up, then bring it down here, and then drop it off here in another loop. And we'll have to have our lovely little drones drop that stuff off. So we'll see how it goes. So as we see here, everything is going quite nicely in terms of production. And I also forgot we need to add to these conveyor belts too. So let's get that done today as well. So we'll have our load station here. So we'll go ahead and build this. Looks like some of the drones are in the way. Oh, that's going to be expensive. That could move that. Yes, indeed it can. Good. All right, so we're going to need to continue to build all these sections too. So we want it to only take coal ore and to be a medium priority, I think. And we'll also need to build some drop-off stations. Luckily, we're getting some deliveries. Looks like I should make it low priority. And we want it to only accept coal ore. There we go. Takes a little bit of time to get everything set up, but it looks pretty good. All right. So now we'll also add some stops for our crane arm. So let's do that. Go back to the crane arm and claw drop off here and here. Excellent. There we go. Just to increase the efficiency of us pumping out coal, I suppose. But when we bring over that other coal, it's going to be, oh man, we're going to have a real backup here. But eventually, perhaps we can upgrade some of our machines here to be more effective, and that'll be quite useful. We also want these to be up arrows, so that's not the right conveyor. Go ahead and sell those sections. And we want it to be the up arrow times 3. There we go. And we'll just need to build one more. Excellent. So now we should be able to drop off all the coal. And let's make these high priorities as well, so the drones can either pick up from here or the overflow area. And excellent. Our crane is still holding a lot of coal. We need a way to export more coal, and the only way we can do that is if we can fill more trucks. And unfortunately, the trucks, I can't really manage to build like another side loading area. I could probably build some more roads here, but I don't know exactly how to get the road to split. It says serves as a path for trucks connecting to the colony. The only thing I can do, I can't make like a intersection here. Like if I delete one of these loading stations, I can't make like a side road on either side to like have 2 loading stations. For whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to work. I want to be able to split the road, you know, so we can have multiple load stations, but it just doesn't seem to work. It'd also be nice if the AI could count like 6 were going here, so 6 would go there and 6 would go there. But at least we're still making money. We got a long way to go, though, to be fully efficient, so that's important. Well, looks like we're picking up quite a bit of that coal. We still need more coming through, though, and we also need to make pickup stations for this, although we don't necessarily need it because that other side is completely full. All right. So let's go ahead and get back over to our minecarts then. We're going to need to connect these two. This is going to be really strange because, again, the piping system is a little, I guess, frustrating to deal with because we can't actually build any sort of curves, which is kind of annoying. So we'll have to figure out our best way to make a transfer tube here. I think we can connect it directly, which would be good, so we can have the minecart go underneath. But I think it'd be probably best if we bring it a little bit away from the machine itself. So let's try to make a loading area out here as best we can. If we do something like this, I could try to make, let's see, try to make a transfer tube here, here, and then maybe here. And then we should be able to build a minecart track underneath. So let's see how that goes. So I think we need to be directly underneath, like this. And then does this turn? Uh-oh. How do we make a turn here? Because what I need to be able to do is to make some sort of a... What I'd like to do is have them loop up here, and then go back to the station, and then loop back up. The minecarts also don't stop. They're constantly moving, so the train itself never stops. Oh boy, I guess we can't do that either. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be difficult to do this. Let's see, we could do a conveyor. No, those have to be inside. Well, we could try a load station, but no, it doesn't look like that will work either. It doesn't interact with transfer tubes. Oh, that's so frustrating. What I'd like to do is try to make all these go back to maybe have like a crate back here. In fact, maybe we could deliver all the stuff down here and then have one large section for it. We are still making money. Research is coming in too. Go ahead and claim some more of that research. So we earn about 60,000 each time we claim from there. We've still got a long way to go, though. We're only about halfway to our 500,000 goal to start unlocking the next level. Additionally, we could also do waterworks, which will help increase efficiency, but for right now, it doesn't look like we can do that. Well, anyway, the idea that I had, which is now broken because I don't think we can actually... Oh, there it goes. I was going to say, I don't think we can make turn pieces. There it goes. All right, so we just got to do it this way. Okay, good. I stumbled across that somehow. I thought maybe the pieces... Some games, you know, when you build a train track, it's like... it can turn on like a 90-degree angle, which isn't realistic. But it looks like this is actually realistic. So let's make a track this way. And then what I should be able to do is possibly make a track back here. There we go. Now we got our minecarts working. Very, very good. Now, if you're frustrated in any moment or if you're in any sort of pain watching this, please do consult your physician. It is a pain for me, too, to try to lay this out perfectly. Unfortunately, it doesn't cooperate as best as I'd like. But what if we move this tube out a little bit more. Let's try this. Let's try to move our transfer station. Luckily, we get a full refund on everything in the game, so it's kind of nice that you can experiment with no consequence. Otherwise, you know, it'd be a little annoying if you had to, you know, if you were punished for not knowing at the moment. Oh, that doesn't seem to connect either. But I can't connect that here, can I? We did over here. Oh, we didn't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this isn't connected. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. So it looks like we can only use... Let's see. Go back to the piping system. Ah, it doesn't connect that way. So it must directly... that's strange. You can, of course, extend it. No, you can't do that either. Even if it's facing the right direction. So it can only connect directly to the mine. Uh-oh. So now that modifies our design even further. So now we can only connect directly to the mine. I can't redirect anything. You can see it's coming out of the mine here, but I can't connect. Oh boy. So we need to actually have our mine carts go underneath the mine. Every mine needs to be individually picked up from. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Alright, let's try... I guess we'll just make our mine carts underneath the... I think it needs to go one underneath, so like this. I don't know if we'll ever be able to reach that one over there. Oh boy. Oh no! This is going to be nightmarish. It says press T to toggle turn type? What does that mean? Oh, you can do a big or a tight turn. Look at that. Well, that's kind of cool. But the letter T is out of the bracket, so that was kind of hard to see. But that's not what I want to do. I want a very tight turn. Unfortunately, this is going to go over the... Yeah, it's not going to go underneath that minecart there. Alright, well, let's put down the transfer station and keep experimenting with this. This is definitely what I've wanted to do, is minecarts for a while. Now that I know that they just seem to be the best working away from the factory, because they do take a lot of extra space to make these turns. But we need the minecarts to kind of go in the same... We need a loop. Or we can do a shuttle system, but a loop just seems best because the tracks are super affordable. And it'll just take a little bit of time to do this. Oh, man, I don't know. All right, well, we definitely need to come under here. I think we need a square like that, yeah. We need, like, one square to be parallel to it. I don't think we can, like, zip by with a turn. What if we make it unload over this way? Or what about behind it? No, that's not going to work either. Well, here, let's see how close we can get to the actual mine now. Oh, we might be able to do this. Here we go. There we go. That might work. Okay. So then we'll just move this to the other side. Oh, that's okay. We get all of our money back, so we're totally fine with that. So we'll put our mining rig back down again, and then we'll put down our transfer tube. Well, we'll just be able to build it one closer, so we'll be okay with that. So we'll just try to make it a little tighter turn. And then what we'll do here is then we'll make it this way. We'll have to go back one more spot, and then we'll just execute the turn, and that should be just fine. There's also this little S move, which I guess we could have used. I didn't see that before, but it looks like if we did that, yeah, I could have used that instead. But it actually seems to be a little bit better to add length to the track because it's super cheap, and the S turn would have worked regardless, but this helps us to make a full loop, which is good because then I can do this. We can have one loop coming all the way back here, and then we'll just have the other train track go parallel to it, and then we've got room down here for extra stuff. Okay, so S turns are cool. That's nice. Train tracks don't seem to be able to go over each other, and nor can they link to each other. There doesn't look like there's any junctions available, so they have to be individual track. And yeah, so if I would have done an S turn here, I would have had to have done like 2 of these, so we could have done 1 and then 2. So if you pointed that out, that is another option as well. But this actually adds a little length to the track, which is good, because that gives us a little bit more time to have the cars fill up and then come back. So that's good. All right. Now the question is, we need, in order to pick these up, so here's what we can do now. We can do a small or a large container, and we can have these pick up and then be stored here and then be put into crates. So what we can do is build a transfer tube that will pick all this up. And I wonder if it's immediate or if it takes a second. But let's put down our large container first. We'll put that maybe here. There we go. And then what we can do is have the train track next to that. So like this. Now again, we can't extend anything, so it's got to pass directly in front of it. And then what we can do is put our... we can try to put our crate thing over here. We could probably build 2 of these, actually. Because it's probably going to be bringing a lot of coal, and we don't want there to be any backup. So let's start with 1, with the idea of possibly building 2. So we have our crate maker here. Crate makers can only be connected via pipes. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Then we need to connect it to the power system, which apparently can link to inside the factory. That's cool. The factories actually act as a... Actually, let's get rid of this and build the second one. Maybe they'll link together that way. A lot of trial and error here, but it's exciting to see it work when we kind of figure it out a little bit. Apparently these don't have power. That's strange. We've got the whole grid connected. We've got 58 out of 80. But that's weird. The factory itself is connected. I guess the power doesn't transfer inside the facility. So I guess we'll have to make a power line over here. So we'll have to just link it over this way. Looks like we can reorientate our power lines too. Okay, let's see how this works. Again, probably inefficient, but this is super fun to figure out and see it work. So let's try this now. So we want one to swing this way. Oh, right, we're going to need a little bit of a gap between 2, aren't we? So we can actually have it go like this. And we can just do this if we need to. Perfect. Oh, there'll be a little bit of a gap there. We were one closer than I thought we were. Okay, let's see if this works. Ooh, listen to all those machines work. That sounds so cool. I love it. Excellent. All right, now let's go back this way. Let's see. We'll just go... We'll try to use the S piece this time and see how that works. Okay, we'll put 1 down. Oh, this is going to be... Maybe that's not going to be the best option. It seems to take up a lot of space to do that. So let's try to link back this way. So we'll just make a full loop here. Alright, well, not beautiful, but functional. Just like me. There we go. Perfect! Okay, so now let's add some minecarts and see how it all works. Let's try to add 1 car and see how everything goes. So this should put it into storage here. Let's just make sure this works before we add everything to it. Now, I believe each minecar can also hold 4 crates worth of stuff. Maybe what I should have done is made storage containers outside of each of these. Maybe I should have, in retrospect, if I put a small container, that would have allowed the mines to continue to produce. Well, let's see how this works now. Because these don't have any capacity of their own. Alright, let's add some more cars now. So it actually works as one large train. What we could also do, as well, is make a... we could have made a loop here that picks up all that stuff and brings it to one container, and then we could have had a separate train that came to the container and picked it up as well. Alright, this train is not going to be fully filled up without having some sort of a small container next to it. So what I could do is build containers here with connection to it as well. Alright, let's try that. So we could build a connection here and then another thing there. Alright, lots of options for us to make money. Good, now it's all being put into storage. And now these should be able to start making crates, but unfortunately I have the whole conveyor belt blocked. So we're incredibly inefficient inside there. We're not making too much money from that, but we have figured out a better way to bring in stuff. How much coal are these bringing in? Not so much. Okay, so here's the idea for the future then. Going forward, what I'd like to do is try to make storage tanks for these. Since I can't have an elaborate piping system, it's hard to make one big station that stores everything and then transfer it. So we'll have to play within the game's rules for this. Let's claim some of our extra points. Getting close to that 500,000, which we'll need in order to get all of that lovely, lovely iron ore. Okay, looks like we're actually making some money now. Back out of debt with 2 trucks on the way. Excellent. And another one loaded. Very good. Wow, look at this jerk. He just cuts that guy off. What a jerk. All right, let's try to add some more crate stations here. We'll go ahead and try to build one there and one here. We'll make these high priority as well. What I'd like is there to be a different way in order to get crates from outside to inside the factory, and there doesn't seem to be any way to do that, because the transfer claw will only pick up from step conveyors, but step conveyors can't go outside the factory. So step conveyors are a no-go outside the factory. We can only use load and unload, but that only really allows for drones to do their job. How much do we have stored here? Wow, 120? Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. It vacuums it up. That's really cool. All right, well, we're paying a huge bill now because we've got all this extra equipment, but now I want to be able to make money by taking use of all those storage tanks. So we'll have to figure out a really efficient way to have everything stored into a tank, but it seems like it's hard to do that again because you can't have curved piping pieces. You can only have the one small or the one large, and they don't connect to each other, so that kind of makes a weird design limitations. I think what we really need now is more and more drones, because we need all these to be delivered onto the trucks with no delay, and it looks like we've got drones going as quickly as possible. As soon as a truck arrives, they start to fill it up, but there's a second truck that's kind of being ignored, and each time a truck goes in there, we're making about $8,000 per truck. I think it's like 8,200. Let's take a look at what comes in. Yep, 8,220. So each time we do that, we're making money, but unfortunately there's a huge backup out here, and we have nothing really we can do with this coal except for this huge expense. So now, how do we make the money from that back? Well, I think I need more drones. But also, I can't bring stuff into the furnaces fast enough. Even if I extend the tracks a little bit. Let's see if we can extend the conveyors a little bit. All right, well, that allows us to get a little extra storage, but that allows more materials to be processed, but that doesn't stop the huge amount of crates that need to be loaded onto trucks. I need a better way to ship out now. There needs to be a way for pipes. It'd be cool if the trucks actually had crates on them, and then we could just ship the stuff right directly into the truck, but they all need to be shipped via container. So this is a pain in the butt. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, well, we do have a ton of research points now to increase the efficiency of drones and also mine carts. Let's just go ahead and increase the, actually, what's this here? Oh yeah, train interval. Well, we don't have the train at the moment, so let's continue to increase drone speed. That's going to be infinitely important, I think. There we go. Maxed out drone speed. So drones are now the fastest they can possibly be. So that increases their efficiency a lot. I think that was a good move. And then that way, they can get all this stuff done. Now again, I could add more doors and stuff, but the loading areas are here and here, so it makes sure they come straight out to the facility. Now what I need to do is start buying more trucks. I think we need to increase the truck efficiency. And this right here is just a whole cost. It's an expense to run this thing. It doesn't really do much for us other than increase the storage capacity. What I could do is add another container here for them to share storage space. We can make one pipe that's pointed this way and one pipe that's pointed that way, so that way it shares the inventory. We'll see if that works. All right, now, I want more drones. Each drone center gives us 4 drones times, well, we need $10,000 to build the drone control center and $4,000 per drone. So that gives us $16,000 for the drones plus another 10. So it's $26,000 per area. So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 26,000 times 7 is how much money we've spent on drones alone. So bonus points to you if you comment what the total on that one is. And then plus their running costs and such, which I assume is immense. I wish we could do everything via conveyor belt, but the game seems to really like the drones. This is getting full now. We're about halfway to capacity. Over halfway at 120. So we need a better way to bring all this stuff in. What we could probably... I wish we could really merge conveyor belts together. That doesn't seem to be an option here. There's no way to, like, merge everything into one big thing or put it into storage once it's inside the containers. We have to put everything into those giant cisterns, I guess. Or what they're called here, the just the container, which just stores raw material. Alright, well, let's try to finish this area up. Let's go ahead and build this over here instead. Train's not really doing anything for us. Let's go ahead and add a pipe to this. The train's only just adding to our current storage capacity. of raw coal that we have. So we will never run out of raw coal. That's great. So it seems like the better move to do is to build a container off to the side and then build it next to the train track like that. So that way it can continue to store while the train is away. That increases our output even greater. I wonder if it might be a good idea to just shut down all this stuff. I don't think if we turn things off... No, we can't. Alright, so we can only demolish stuff. I can't just turn things off and not have it operate. So as everything is on, or as it exists, it's just increasing the bill for our power bill is being immensely increased by that. Oh, let's see how this worked. Oh, that still only filled up 1? Each one of them should be able to hold 4. Interesting. So these minecarts are more like mini trains, like shunting things around a yard, so that's really neat. But I need a more efficient way to get things into the factory. And I think the only way right now is the drones. Without there being a... The claw can't go outside, can it? Let's see. Can we build a claw outside? We can, but it can't go into the factory. So we can build a system to... Okay, that might actually be a good idea. We could build the claws out here now that bring things to an area outside the factory, so the drones have to bring it through the threshold. So the drones, instead of flying all the way over here, would only have to go a short distance. So we could start investing in that. But the other problem is, if I start bringing stuff in even faster, the biggest holdup now is getting stuff onto the trucks. No matter how much I build, I'm going to run out. I wonder if there's a way to take from containers and put them back into store. It'd be nice if we could take all this coal and put it onto into a pipe, and then get it out of the factory, and then have a large area to just create containers again outside the factory, just to save us space. Look at these drones go crazy as soon as a truck comes in. That's insanity. All right, here comes the storage unit again. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad we have plenty of coal saved up, so we will have plenty for whenever we want to do more research. Perhaps we could put that to work on an additional research center. That might be a good idea, rather than just letting it sit there like that. Let's do that. Let's try another research center. If we put a research bay down, must be in proximity of another drone. Oh, so once you build your first one, it has to be nearby. That's kind of dumb. You know what we could do is cheese the system, though, right? Like, I could just build it like this. Oh, actually, that's not going to work because I have to have it... These pipes need to hook up, and there's no way I can build a pipe off to the side. Uh-oh. Looks like only this one's going to work, so we have to redesign our train tracks then. Or replace one of these... Replace these containers with another research center. Let's do that. Let's get all of these back. So let's start putting all this to work in building us some more research centers. Let's do that. So I can put a research center here. And then, I want to put one here. But it won't let me. There we go. A dumb rule in the game if it can be cheated, you know? Like, we're kind of cheating it right now. And another way to work around some of this is to do this. I could build a transfer tube here, and then I could build another container, and then another transfer tube. So I guess we have to cheese it out a little bit, because apparently we can only build research centers next to each other, but then you can just do this, and yeah, that rule's dumb. You should be able to build them wherever you want. All right, so now we've got this research center earning tons of stuff. Now what I need to do is split them into multiples. Can I have these connected so they can do more research? Let's try that. Oh, wait, why is that one red? Oh, okay. I thought there was some reason for that. Let's try to do this. Can I connect multiple together? Let's try that. So if we could do this, if this one's full, can it transfer some to the other one? Do they transfer through each other? Let's try that. Port does not output, so it's input only. So we can't connect a large line of them, but that means that I could try to create more containers in order to move it down the line. So now let's start getting more... Let's use this for research. So let's go small container. Excellent. I got an idea. Let's try this. So what we'll do is we'll just build a very expensive, extremely inefficient thing like this. This is the only way you can make turns is by putting containers there, it seems. So what we'll have to do is just try to do it this way. Hopefully these link up. So now, oh wow, we're making tons of money. I have to do that again, don't I? The cheese. All right, get your cheddar, boys, because here comes the cheese. All right, so now we can put this there as a placeholder. Now let's connect these ports up. So if we build one there, so we can build one every other container. So we can build it just like that. All right, this should work. So let's get rid of this and these. Okay. How are we doing on research? Can't claim yet. Okay, so now we can connect these all via power line. And now all of this coal from over here can be put right into research. We'd probably get better research if we connected to the actual coal output, the refined coal, but this is okay for now. This is a good workaround for the time being. So let's just keep on bringing the cheese. There we go. Luckily, we're making tons of cash, so our money issues have been solved. Now we're just going to try to unlock things as quickly as possible. Trial and error, I guess. That's the way to learn. Okay. Let's build another one. So this is the DJ Khaled Memorial Research Center. Another one, another one, another one, another one. That's all we need. We need more. Cool. This actually is looking quite nice. But again, we're building this in response to the game's restrictions, I suppose. Like research centers need to be built next to each other. You can't build turns in your pipes. It looks like all these are actually filling up, so that's cool. So now we just need to make our trains more effective, and we'll do that next. Now let's connect via power lines. So I'm assuming we just build a line between each and we're good. Oh, I have to... Oh, you can't build a power line between? Oh, yeah, you can. You just have to deselect it each time. Okay, now let's connect all of these up. There we go. Now these should be receiving materials. Let's check. Content 0 out of 8. Okay, they're not receiving any at the moment. I think the whole line needs to be... I think the line needs to be filled in first. So this is 13 out of 40, so I'm assuming it's pushing everything to the end. Or maybe we don't need these ones. Let's back this up a little bit. Alright, let's see what happens now. 13 out of 120. 13 out of 40. I think it's trying to evenly distribute everything. Did the train deliver? Alright, let's work over here now. I'm trying to like cheat the system. Find out the best way to get things done. Okay, so we'll build another one here. And another one here for loading purposes. Actually, I don't know how this one's going to be loaded. This one's going to be a little tricky. Don't know how I'm going to do this one. Unfortunately, I can't build pipes over the top either. I don't think you can directly connect. Does that work? I don't know if this... It doesn't seem like that's directly transferring to it. I think you need to have a transfer pipe there. They can't connect flush. So we're trying all the options we can to figure out how to do things. My hopes is that container helps to increase the production so that way nothing is ever not being produced. Because this one right now is producing 1 out of 40. The train car, each train car can hold 4. So 1 out of 40. Let's see how quickly it produces that. 2. Oh, okay, by the time the train gets around, it's already ready to go. But this will ensure that it continues to produce. Ah, okay, these are being filled up. But they don't seem to be transferring to the research centers, so maybe when these are all completely full, all the excess will start going into the research centers. And I'm assuming that, well, again, this is the only way I can make the pipe extend, is by building these containers. Pipes can't connect, so... Alright, let's see. Alright, I want to try to build a container here now. How could I do this? If I build here, then that power line's in the way. And then I'm on the edge of the cliff, so I can't build that way. And then we're flush, and that doesn't work. I have to redesign the train track, I think. Well, we'll leave this one alone, because it doesn't seem like the train arrives too late. I think these have a little bit... Oh, they actually do have 10 storage capacity themselves. So this one's actually transferring all of its stuff. Oh, that will work, because now it'll be at 5. And 1 extra will be... Okay, yeah, so we would have lost out on at least 1 coal. Alright, well, let's claim from our research centers again. Oh, man, these are some very painful baby steps to learn the restrictions, but we're good there. Okay, so no research coming in yet. I guess we'll have to wait until those are full. Completely full. It's going to be a long time, I fear. All right, now let's see what we can do about transferring crates. So I need to have one large storage area. So let's see what happens if we actually, wait a minute, the cranes, yes, they can load from those areas. All right, let's try this. Let's start making loading areas near the station. And what I'd like to do is, what would happen if we made a large conveyor that doesn't stop? Nope, okay. I was going to try to make a loop and see if the drones could pick up, but the drones seem to only pick up from the end of a conveyor. So there doesn't seem to be any way to stop them from doing that. Oh, man. So we're going to have the claw go to the end of each one of these and continue to pick up. This may be inefficient as well because it could cost a lot of money in order to do this, and it's only such a short distance that the drones might be useful. But I could have those claws. Well, it seems like they're grabbing most of the material, except for down here. So let's extend these bays a little bit just to make room. 4, I think, is good enough. And then we'll just delete the other area here. The claws would be great, but the drones seem to be effective so far. Alright, we'll just have to see if the DJ Khaled Memorial Research Center will work. I'm hoping I can cheese it a little bit, but we need more and more coal to be delivered. It might be a good idea to, well, we want to make sure this facility is completely full. I want those trucks continuously producing. I wonder if I make another offload site here, if that would help. Let's try that. Let's have our crane drop off here too. That'll help them get rid of some of the capacity. There we go. Well, that helps to clear out the claw a little bit. Oh, these ones may never be picked up too because I extended it over the edge of the track, but that's okay because the drones can also get it, so that's fine. Oh boy, I hope these eventually get contents. I hope I didn't break the game too much. We'll have to do a little experiment to see if that actually works. What I could also do is another weave here in order to make the claw go over another section in order to create more storage space. It seems like a lot of things can just be stored on the conveyors, which is strange because the conveyor belt really should just be kind of continuously bringing stuff in or out, not kind of staying stationary unless something's being loaded. Well, the crane is full again. Now I just need a way to get more trucks out. I need a train or some sort of trucks in order to bring that out. We've got, let's see, 99 research points. How are we doing on bringing stuff out? Wow, look at that. Look at how much stuff we've only now brought 180 extra kilograms out. That is incredible. That is amazing. Oh, this is, I think, how much we're producing in an X amount of period. So we might need to actually produce more factories. However, if I build a bigger factory, the question is, how do we get more trucks, though? The biggest backup now is that the drones are waiting for trucks to come in, so we should probably increase the amount of trucks coming in, speed-wise. So let's continue to advance on that. We need a little bit more research to go. It looks like we need some more stuff here. Our research seems to have slowed down now, too. We're not getting as much as we used to for some reason. That's being directly connected, so anything we build shouldn't affect it. Hopefully this research center takes off, though. I really want that to work so we can really boost our production. Otherwise, it might be a better idea just to bring it all over there. But if everything's in storage, hopefully this has no problem functioning. What I could do then eventually is get rid of these and just connect it all to the minecart line so everything can be stored around here. So that way we can use the drones if we need to. I need to borrow some research points. I need some research points to speed up those trucks. We need to always have a truck parked at those stops. We need a truck always being there. Let's see. So every time we upgrade a truck interval, that's 50,000. Research points are just crawling in now. This is iron ore over here, by the way, so there's really nothing we can do to... we could directly ship that out for more cash, but it's not going to be an easy thing to do, because we'd have to... we'd probably have to build a cart thing there and have it transferred via drone, and that would just be a nightmare. Actually, what we could do is... oh, you know, actually, is there a way to have these directly delivered to the trucks? Drop off currently held load station under it. I don't think there's a way for us to use the cranes on a truck path, is there? Let's test that. I think that's an upgrade that we need to eventually get. Is there a way for us to drop these off onto trucks? I think that's an upgrade we need, so I don't think I can do that yet. Let's see. Unlock claw track truck loader. Oh, that's going to be huge. If we can unlock that, that's what we need. I don't think there's a way we can actually load the trucks now, so that would be awesome. Because then I could start bringing raw materials in that we can't yet process and still make money from them on the side. That would be huge. Alright, research seems to have stopped over here. Processing contents into research points. Is it even moving? I got to do that thing we used to do like in the early 90s to see if a Windows program was actually loading. You put your cursor there, and you see if it's actually moving towards it. I don't even see any movement whatsoever on this thing. Is it actually moving? I can't... I don't think it's actually moving anymore. I can't even tell. Oh boy. Alright, well, we'll have to keep on making research points. Maybe it broke because I built these over here and it broke the system? Uh-oh. Let me delete these. Maybe I broke the system. Did we have power? We must have had enough power for that. 58 out of 80. I think each building takes up 1. Are these working again now? Oh, now they're working. Oh, damn that game. Or were we out of power? I don't know. I couldn't quite tell. Well, we shouldn't have been out of power because the factory was still working. And the factory requires power to work as well. Let's hook that all up again and see what happens. I guess we'll have to try that again. Or is the game too smart for that? Oh, I just want to see what happens if we do this. Oh, damn that game. You see how they turn from blue to red? If they're not connected, it punishes you. Damn it. So I can't do the DJ. Oh. I'm not going to live by this game's rules. All right. So we figured out that if we build a separate research center, the game will kind of like shut down all research in a tantrum mode. That's like, you're not bypassing my ways. Damn it. All right. We'll have to figure out another way to do that. I think what I'll try to do is maybe make some research centers that are connected to it but are kind of on the side. So let's try to, as our one last effort, let's see if we can boost our research by just doing Operation Cheese one more time. So we had the power. Now let's see if these are gobbling up the resources. Yep, they're taking 8 out of 8. It is working. So these don't have to be full. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that's re-inducing, but they have to be connected. So these two will just be, I guess, our connectors until I figure out a way to have them drop off materials directly. All right, everyone, that is it for today's episode. Thank you very much for joining me as we try to work around the limitations of the game. I think we're doing well. We're at least making money, and lots of research points are on their way, so we'll be claiming more of those, and tomorrow we will start figuring out how to bring in more trucks and see if we can load things faster with better materials. Thanks very much for clicking and tapping that like button on the way out and showing your support, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.